There are 27 million slaves in the world today, more than at any other time in human history. Men, women, and children held against their will.
Slavery is what it's always been. It's people forced to work under a threat of violence, paid nothing, and they can't walk away.
At the third day, it's when he told me that he had bought me, that I was his slave, that he paid $200 for me.
Freedom of movement was something I was not aware of. Didn't know it existed. And it wasn't just me. My mother, my father, my grandparents had to live through this generation after generation.
My hands got cut. The owners boiled the oil, closed my eyes, and put my fingers in it.
That would hurt terribly. The wound would not heal, and we were made to start weaving again.
Life below the slave owners was complete hell.
Slavery is not legal anywhere, but thriving everywhere.
There's a concentration of slaves in South Asia, Southeast Asia, North and West Africa. And the jobs that they're doing are dirty, demeaning, dangerous jobs.
Most people in slavery today are enslaved overseas, but there's a lot of slavery here in the United States as well. People are trafficked into be slaves in farm fields, for sex slavery, domestic servitude, in factories, you name it. Slavery is literally happening in our backyards.
I used to live right in there, and I ran away from here.
The U.S. government reports that each year at least 14,500 people are trafficked into the United States and forced into slavery. Rose was one of them.
I try to make sure that everything is right so I won't get yelled or get beaten up.
Rose was beaten several times a week. She was enslaved for 2.5 years, not far from a monument dedicated to freedom. Like so many other slaves, 14-year-old Rose was tricked into leaving her home in Cameroon with promises of an education and a good job. It was all a lie.
Will you listen?
On the other side of the country, Maria also believed a sweet-talking trafficker. She was just a teenager who wanted to earn money to take care of her parents. The housekeeping job sounded perfect.
But it was not a job. It was just a trick, a trap that I fell into.
It was a trap she could not escape. The slave owner threatened to kill her and her family.
He beat me, raped me. Every day he abused me mentally, physically, emotional, spiritual.
It's a coercive physical and mental control that becomes like a chain around your brain and you can't walk away.
Listen, on the wind you hear their voices.
In India, thousands of kids have been kidnapped by slave traders or tricked into slavery in the carpet belt. It is impossible to travel through the poor remote region of Bihar without desperate parents begging for help. Chiche says his son Huro was just 6 years old when he disappeared with a cousin.
When I couldn't find him, I thought I was going mad. I felt so empty inside because my child was missing. His mother, too, was going mad.
Huro's been gone 5 years. He's never met some of his younger brothers and sisters. Anti-slavery activists think they've found Huro hundreds of miles away in a carpet loom.
I just pray to God that my child will be found. The moment he sets eyes on me, he'll start to weep, and he won't stop.
Chiche comes for the raid on the loom. At last, Chiche has found his son.
shame of the nations. If you listen, you will hear.
In the 1860s, slaves like these were expensive, the equivalent of $40,000